In the editor mode, there are two options. The first one is adding and managing pages, and the second one is configuring content elements. Now, let's check the first one. So the pages that are seen here are the same ones as you see on the top, except component library and typography, because these pages are not enabled, as we see it later in the settings. From the plus, we can add a new blank page where you can add content, or an assets page where you can store your assets, or a layouts page where you see the smart templates. For example, it is where you can create documents and download them, and for the higher licenses, we allow them to send them to a print partner. And we also have brand templates where you can pick one of our brand component templates and start editing. Lastly, there is an option to add folders to group pages in a menu. So it enables us to have a drop-down menu like the brand guidelines. So let's add a new one. And from 3 dots, you can see many options. From settings to adding new pages, let's check the settings and let's change the title and name it video. We can change the navigation name as well. So this is a name that will only be visible in the navigation part, so in the drop down of the top part of the page. And from access, we can define who can see the content in this page. We can define it from the use user groups from parent. So it can be all users, so it is inherited from the spaces settings. And when we click on edit, we will be directed to spaces where we can just configure it. And let's close it. And the second option is selecting specific user groups. So these are the user groups that you defined, you configured in the beginning. So let's choose video. So this page will only be visible for the people that are in the user group called video. And from visibility, we can enable or disable the folder, like the typography, and you will understand it from the icon on the right. And from 3 dots, let's add a new assets page. As you can see, the new assets page is directly added and it is showing all the assets that we have currently. And from 3 dots, let's change the name, for example, again. Let's call it video. Let's call it video assets. So in the drop down, we will only see video assets. Here, we also have the option to define which assets we would like to see if we just click on this page. And in order to do that, we need to go back from here. And in order to do that, we need to just know the ID of the entry point. Let's check it from the settings. So we can configure assets page here. So now we are using entry point 1, which means that it is showing all the assets we have. And let's close it. We need to learn the ID, so we need to go to admin console, assets, and entry points. Here we do have many entry points, and as we just noticed, it is using entry point ID 1. So let's choose ID 3, for example, where we will only show the samples. Let's go back. Let's go to editor mode. But in order to see that configure assets page, we need to go to the assets page. And when we click here, and when we go to editor mode, we will see that the configure assets page option is visible. And for this part, it is using entry point 15 and we change it to 3. And this way, we will only see the samples.